What if everything you've believed since the day you were born was carefully designed to shape the way you think? What if your opinions, fears, desires, and even your sense of reality were influenced by forces you never noticed? From childhood lessons to social norms and hidden biases, our minds are constantly being programmed by the world around us. But how much of what you believe is truly your own? Today, we're exploring a chilling question. What if you've been tricked since birth? Today, we will talk about what if you've been tricked since birth. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. 1. The disturbing question most people never ask. Imagine discovering that many of the beliefs, assumptions, and ideas you consider completely normal were never truly your own. Imagine realizing that from the moment you entered the world, countless forces began shaping the way you think, what you value, what you fear, and even how you define reality itself. This idea sounds unsettling because most people like to believe they are independent thinkers who freely choose their opinions and perspectives. However, the truth is that every human being is born into a pre-existing system of beliefs, traditions, languages, social expectations, and cultural norms. Before a child can even speak, they begin absorbing information from parents, family members, schools, communities, media, and society as a whole. These influences help create the framework through which the world is understood. The question is not whether we are influenced. We unquestionably are. The deeper and more uncomfortable question is how much of what we believe was genuinely discovered through independent thought, and how much was inherited without question. If you have been tricked since birth, the trick may not involve a single lie or secret conspiracy. Instead, it may involve a lifetime of subtle influences that quietly shape your understanding of reality while remaining almost completely invisible. The most powerful influences are often the ones we never notice because they become so familiar that they feel natural, inevitable, and unquestionably true. 2. The programming that begins before you can think. Unlike most animals, human beings are not born with a complete understanding of how to survive in the world. Instead, we spend years learning from the people around us. During childhood, the brain is exceptionally adaptable and absorbent. Psychologists often compare young minds to sponges because children absorb enormous amounts of information from their environment. They learn language, social behavior, values, customs, and expectations long before they possess the ability to critically evaluate what they are being taught. This creates a fascinating situation. The beliefs acquired during childhood often become deeply embedded because they were accepted before skepticism developed. A child typically trusts parents, teachers, and authority figures because doing so increases the chances of survival and successful development. However, this trust also means that assumptions can be passed down from generation to generation without being questioned. Ideas about success, failure, morality, beauty, intelligence, gender roles, social status, and countless other subjects are often absorbed automatically. By adulthood, many of these beliefs feel like objective truths rather than inherited perspectives. The remarkable thing is that individuals raised in different countries, cultures, and time periods often develop entirely different assumptions about reality, each believing their worldview is normal. This suggests that many aspects of our thinking are shaped by circumstances beyond our control long before we become capable of making conscious choices. 3. The invisible influence of society. One of the most powerful tricks society plays is convincing people that certain ideas are simply the way things are. Social norms often appear so natural that few people stop to question where they came from. Throughout history, societies have accepted practices, beliefs, and institutions that later generations considered irrational or unjust. This demonstrates how deeply social environments can influence perception. Humans are social creatures whose survival historically depended on belonging to groups. As a result, our brains evolved to pay close attention to social approval and acceptance. People often adopt behaviors, opinions, and beliefs that align with their communities because conformity provides psychological comfort and social security. This tendency can influence everything from fashion choices and career goals to political opinions and moral judgments. The influence is frequently subtle. Most individuals do not feel forced into conformity. Instead, social expectations gradually shape preferences and attitudes over time. Because these influences are widespread and shared by those around us, they often remain invisible. It becomes difficult to distinguish between what we genuinely believe and what we have absorbed from our environment. The possibility that society quietly shapes our understanding of reality raises important questions about personal freedom, authenticity, and independent thought. 4. The media's role in shaping reality in the modern world. Media has become one of the most influential forces affecting human perception. Television, movies, news outlets, social media platforms, advertising campaigns, and online content collectively shape how people understand the world. Most individuals cannot personally witness global events, scientific discoveries, political developments, or cultural trends. Instead, they rely on information provided by various media sources. This creates an extraordinary amount of influence over public perception. Media does not not merely deliver information. It also influences which information receives attention and how it is presented. The stories people hear, the images they see, and the narratives they encounter can significantly affect their beliefs and emotional responses. Repeated exposure to certain ideas can make them feel familiar and therefore more believable. Advertisers have long understood that repetition influences preferences. Political strategists understand that framing can shape opinions. Social media algorithms often prioritize content designed to maximize engagement rather than provide balanced understanding. As a result, people may gradually develop perceptions of reality that are heavily influenced by information systems operating behind the scenes. This does not necessarily imply deliberate deception. Rather, it demonstrates how easily human perception can be guided by the flow of information. In a world where attention has become a valuable resource, understanding these influences is more important than ever. 5. The illusion of complete free will. Most people believe they make decisions independently, guided by conscious reasoning and personal choice. However, psychology and neuroscience suggest that human decision-making is often influenced by factors operating beneath conscious awareness. Cognitive biases, emotional responses, subconscious associations, and environmental cues can all affect choices without individuals realizing it. Studies have shown that seemingly irrelevant factors can influence decisions in surprising ways. The layout of a store can affect purchasing behavior. The wording of a question can change responses. The opinions of peers can influence judgments even when individuals believe they are thinking independently. These findings challenge the common assumption that people always act according to purely rational thought. While humans certainly possess the capacity for conscious decision-making, that process operates within a complex system, influenced by countless internal and external factors. In the end, the idea that we may have been tricked since birth is not necessarily about a grand conspiracy or a hidden force controlling every aspect of our lives. Rather, it is about recognizing how our beliefs, assumptions, and understanding of reality are shaped by the environment we grow up in, the information we consume, and the perspectives we inherit from others. Many of the things we accept as unquestionable truths are rarely examined until we begin to ask deeper questions. Whether those beliefs turn out to be accurate or not, the willingness to challenge them is often the first step toward greater understanding. The most powerful realization is that knowledge is never truly complete, and growth begins when we become curious enough to question what we have always taken for granted. Perhaps the greatest trick is not being deceived by others, but never realizing that our view of the world might be far smaller than the reality that exists beyond it. If you liked this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up, leave a comment, and click the button to subscribe.